Alright, I know it's been a while. I've been sick since September and it's almost New Year's now. That doesn't really cover why I didn't do anything in the summer. So today, the plan is to try to get the wiring put through that hat. And I'm going to try to epoxy that in with this epoxy putty. And hopefully there's enough left over to fix my kid's toy there. So the first thing I want to do is get some 100 grit sandpaper and just rough this edge up so that the epoxy has something to stick to. Sorry about my voice, guys. Maybe I'll quit talking. So I got some insulation stripped off of these wires. That lighting is kind of bad, but it's right in the middle, see? So the plan is put these together and then wrap these two around one another to give it some strength, and solder and shrink that tube over. Then I'll have this ground wire with a connector and I'll be able to ground that to the fuel sender, and then I'll be able to plug the stock harness back in and have my fuel gauge work. Sort of like that. And there it is, all soldered up. And I crimped on a couple of spade connections. Got some heat shrunk on with a Bic lighter. Not the preferred method, but it's what I've got. It's an epoxy and there's like a black part in the middle that focus. There's a black part in the middle. You mix the two parts together and then you've only got a few minutes to work it into whatever you're trying to use it on. Try to pinch a little bit inside the wires. I'm going to roll a little bead and pack that in around the outside of the wire. On the top and bottom. This all needs to fold this direction. And I'm going to leave it to set. Hopefully this works. I've never tried this epoxy to seal a fuel tank before. I think I might put one more coat of another kind of epoxy on there. I've got another liquid 2-part just to try to seal it up. It should make a harder coat on the outside. My son's waking up. I gotta go. Thanks for watching. Not looking too bad. I think I'm gonna scuff up this edge here and try putting some of this 20-minute epoxy on. See if that comes out better. So I ran out of epoxy. Apparently, I don't know, if you get epoxy and don't use it all right away, it goes bad. So the boy's awake and we're doing this with him down here. You gonna ride your tricycle, Daniel? Go, 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 go! You're the reason Daddy takes 7 months to do a fuel pump.
So I believe in the factory setup, all the wires aim straight back opposite the fuel lines. One more very important job to do today. Get these pliers fixed so my kid can get back to wrenching. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
It's all dried out. Looking alright, facing the right way. Maybe it's time to final assemble this thing. Look how nice that shrink wrap holds up. I mean, it's all carboned up, but I can clean that up and you can see the connections in there. They're not going to come apart with this stuff on. Unless it melts in gasoline. We'll see. Well, dang. There it is. This may not be the recommended method to do it, but it's the way I did it. I think that you can buy these. Since I started this, I found online you can buy this from Spectre Performance, or no, that's not right. This is a Spectre. There's some aftermarket company that sells the whole assembly with the 450 and the wiring to plug into your stock harness. I don't know if I like the idea of using a stock harness because this wiring is not very heavy gauge, so I don't think it would. I think it would be too resistive. It would give you a voltage drop. So I'm going to run 10 gauge wire in a good, I don't know, 30 or 50 amp relay. I think this thing draws 25 amps or so. And hopefully that's enough to keep up. Anyway, that took like 7 months to do for a fuel pump. And I don't know what the struggle is. I've built a small block Chevy in 2 days before and put it in a car and raced it in 2 more days. So I don't know. Wife and kid and house problems, I guess.
Everybody, from 3, 2, 1, green flag, green flag.